It was a night like any other, or so I thought. Little did I know it would become the stuff of nightmares. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a chilling story to share with you all. It's about the time when a stranger showed up at my doorstep at 3 a.m., turning my peaceful night into a living nightmare. The sound of the doorbell shattered the silence of the night. Groggy and confused, I stumbled to the door, wondering who could possibly be visiting at such an ungodly hour. I remember feeling a sense of dread creeping over me as I peered through the peephole. Who could it be? And why were they here? As I opened the door, I was met with the sight of a woman who looked like she had been through hell and back. Her eyes were wild with fear, and she was begging for help. "Woman, please, you have to help me. They're after me. I don't know what to do." Despite the nagging voice in my head warning me of the danger, I couldn't turn her away. She seemed genuinely terrified, and I couldn't ignore someone in need. Against my better judgment, I let her in. Little did I know it would be the beginning of a nightmarish ordeal that would haunt me for weeks to come. What followed was a night filled with paranoia, as we waited in fear, listening for any sign of danger. Every creak of the floorboards, every distant sound sent shivers down our spines. As the night dragged on, the atmosphere in the house became thick with tension. Every sound, no matter how insignificant, seemed to echo like a warning in the darkness. The creak of the floorboards beneath our feet felt like an ominous countdown, each groan of the old house sending a jolt of terror through our bodies. Every passing car outside made us flinch, fearing it might be the ones who were after her, closing in on us with each passing moment. And then, there were the shadows that seemed to dance menacingly in the corners of the room, playing tricks on our frayed nerves and fueling our escalating paranoia. It was a night of pure terror where every moment felt like an eternity. I wouldn't wish that kind of fear on anyone. But despite the overwhelming fear that gripped us, we clung to each other, finding strength in our shared struggle to survive until morning. If you ever find yourself in a situation like mine, remember to trust your instincts and stay vigilant. You never know what might be lurking in the darkness. And then, just when we thought it couldn't get any worse, we heard footsteps outside the house. The terror on the woman's face mirrored my own, as we realized that whatever was after her had found us. Just when we had begun to hope that the worst was behind us, the ominous sound of footsteps shattered our fragile sense of security. Our hearts sank as we realized that the danger we had been dreading was no longer just a distant threat. It was right outside our door. We held our breath, straining to see through the darkness, but there was nothing to see, only the inky blackness of the night, concealing whatever lurked beyond our sight. The terror on the woman's face mirrored my own, as the realization sunk in that we were no longer safe. Whatever was after her had found us, and there was nowhere left to hide. In that moment, fear consumed us both. As we braced ourselves for whatever horrors awaited us outside, it was a feeling I'll never forget. We waited in agonizing silence, each passing moment stretching out like an eternity, until finally, the footsteps faded away into the night, leaving us alone once more with our fear. I won't spoil the ending for you, but let's just say that it was a night I'll never forget. If you want to hear the full story, be sure to check out my next video. If there's one thing I learned from that experience, it's that sometimes the true horror lies not in what we can see, but in the unknown that lurks just beyond our reach.